Okay, here's some more graphing exponential functions. I hope you can read this. This is y equals 1/3 to the x plus 3 power plus 1. So again, let's take a look at our shift. So our shift is going to be -3, +1. That's my new zero. -3, +1. And I'm going 3 to the left and up 1. So 1, 2, 3 to the left and up 1, and there's my new zero. -3, 1. Now my shape equation again is this function without the shift, so I just take away the +3 and the +1. And this is my shape equation, y equals 1/3 to the x. And then I just use those points, and we've done those points before. When x is 0, y is going to be 1. When x is 1, y is 1/3. When x is -1, 1/3 to the -1, we flip it and becomes 3/1, or 3. So there's our points. So we can put those points in from our new origin, or our new zero. And remember, this horizontal line that goes through that new zero is the horizontal asymptote. In this case, it's the line y equals 1. Every value on this line, the y value is 1. And that's kind of like the new vertical axis. So 0, 1 from there would be 0, 1. In other words, from here I go no place left or right, but up 1. And then 1, 1/3. And -1, 3. 1, 2, 3. And there's a contour of your curve. Through those 3 points. And then that horizontal asymptote is really going to help you as far as we move to the right, what's going to look like. And as I move to the right, am I getting higher or lower as far as my vertical value? In other words, what's the vertical value doing? Or the vertical position, which is the value of the function. The value of the function is the vertical position, and as I move from left to right, you can see the vertical is going down. So that means it's exponential decay. Exponential decay. It's getting smaller. And what's the domain? The domain looks like, write that down here, -infinity to infinity. And the range looks like it's going to be, that goes up to positive infinity, so we know the positive infinity always goes on the right. And it's going to be getting closer and closer to 1, but not equal to 1, so the range will be 1 to infinity. Okay. And let's try another one. Ooh, now we have a different A. We haven't done these before, have we? Okay, so this is a new type. Y equals 3 times 2 to the x plus 1 minus 3. So first of all, let's find our new zero. So my new zero is going to be at -1, 3. Oh, sorry, -3. Pardon me. -1, -3. Opposite sign, same sign. So that's my new zero. And then my shape equation will be the equation without the shift. So I ignore the +1 and the -3 over here. So this is my shape equation. I wrote it down over here. 3 times 2 to the x. All right? So all my points are going to be relative to this new zero. So I'm going to go -1, -3. -1, -3. So that's right there. So there's my new zero. Or my reference point or reference origin. That would be the vertical axis. And this is my horizontal asymptote, which is a line y equals -3. Now I've got to find some points relative to this, so I've got to put my points in. Now be really careful now, because if I put 0 in, what's 2 to the 0? I'll just cover up the 3 right now. And 2 to the 0 is 1, but it's 3 times that, so it's going to be 3 times 1, or 3. Now when I put 1 in here, 2 to the 1 is just 2, but 3 times 2 will be 6. And if I put negative 1 in here, 2 to the negative 1 is 1/2, and 3 times 1/2 is 3/2. So there you go. And 3/2 is 1 1/2. So from this reference point, or from this new 0, I'm going to go 0, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So my shape's going to be quite a bit different. Okay, then I'm going to go over 1 from my new 0, and I'm going to go up 6. And then I'm going to go to the left 1, I'm going to go up 3/2, or up 1 1/2. So there you go. Now this is going up pretty fast over here, so I don't think I'm going to get a point to the right. I could try -2 and see what I have, just to get a little closer to my asymptote. So I could put -2 in here. My next is -2. What's 2 to the -2? Well, that's 1/4, and I would have 3 times 1/4, or I'd have 3/4. All right? In other words, 2 to the -2 is 1 over 2 squared, which is 1/4, times 3 is 3/4, you see. I guess I could write that down here. It might be a little complicated. 3 times 2 to the -2 is the same thing as 3 times 1 over 2 squared, which is the same thing as 3 times 1/4. That's 3 over 1 times 1 over 4, which is 3/4. Okay, so I guess, there you can see my arithmetic there, I hope. Three times 2 to the -2 is 3 times, and that's going to be 1 over 2 squared, which is going to be 3 over 1, and 1 over 2 squared is 1 over 4. And 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times 4 is 4, so it's 3/4. Okay? So I go from my new 0, 2 to the left, 1, 2, and up 3/4. And there you go. So that should be enough. So our curve will look like this. It's getting closer and closer to that horizontal asymptote, but it won't touch it. As I move to the right, the value of my function is increasing, or the vertical position is increasing, so it's exponential growth. My domain, all real numbers, -infinity to infinity. And the range is going to be from -3 to infinity. So it's not that hard as long as you do it step by step.